So this is going to be part two of me responding to comments from TikTok of a short that I did, basically defending apolitical content creators and streamers. Um, this is all from the blocked section of that video, which it said it was against like TikTok's guidelines, all that shit. So this is going to be a bit of a fun one. Um, so yeah, if you haven't seen the short, here it is right here. You know, something that completely boggles my mind, and I've been talking about this quite a bit recently, is people trying to force content creators and streamers to talk about fucking politics whenever they're apolitical. You know what I mean? And just pressuring them consistently, calling them every fucking buzzword that you possibly can. You know what I mean? It's so fucking stupid and idiotic fucking behavior, okay? And then whenever they don't answer, they're apparently an extreme rightist or an extreme leftist. That's just not the fucking case, because if anybody takes anything to an extreme, right, either it be religious or political, they want to talk about it. They want attention on whatever matters happening, and also they're fucking attention whores, right, whenever it comes to shit like that, right? For example, fucking Hassan. He's a fucking attention whore, okay? That's why he says the things he does, because he's very extreme about his ideologies, right? It's fucking wild to me, you know? It is. It's just fucking wild to me. And then you just assume that everybody thinks the exact same way as you. That's just not the fucking case at all, bro. Opinions are like assholes, okay? Everybody's got one, right? And it's so ridiculous. And if you're a person that's dealing with this, maybe like in a friend group or family members, or you're a content creator, streamer yourself, just fucking ignore them. Don't give them the time or day. Just keep doing you, bro. You know what I mean? Just keep doing you. I will completely respect you if you don't want to talk about politics. Like, for example, if I was talking about politics with somebody and they said, hey, I just don't want to talk about it, I'm going to be very respectful and I'm going to change the subject. Like, you would think that would be common sense, but apparently it's fucking not. But anyways, I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, a wonderful night, and peace. Yeah, so, let's go ahead and get into it. The first one that it says is, oh brother, this guy stinks. He did the little SpongeBob meme. I don't know why TikTok blocked this one, but, all he did was really just disagree with me, which he can kiss my ass, but yeah. Anyways, let's go ahead and get to the next one. Some people shouldn't, you're right. The polarization of Trump in 2016 has made more people political. Obama warmed that up. Most of MAGA online is people who should never think about politics or vote. They didn't before. So, man, can you just, like, with the left, like, there's so much hypocrisy in what they say to people. So basically what this dude's saying is they're not allowed to be open about their opinions if it opposes mine, and you're not allowed to vote for anybody who I don't agree with. Like, that, and they call fucking the right Nazis and communists and all this shit. I mean, like, come on now. Come on now. And yeah, they didn't before because, you know, if you think about COVID, where you would fucking get people fired from their jobs if they didn't take a vaccine or didn't wear a mask, and then get very violent with people on top of that with that shit. And, yeah, and then try to cancel them because cancel culture is so fucking prevalent on the left as well. Like, yeah, that's why a lot of people didn't before, but a lot of us, just like me, got fucking sick and tired of it. Granted, I'm not MAGA. I'm a moderate who has more, like, conservative values, I guess, but, like, still, yeah. Anyways, next one. Because some people don't have the privilege of choosing not to be involved in politics. For some people, policies are forced upon them, and then they have to change their lives. I guess it's up to the rest of us people, like you and I, to stand up for them. Huh? Yeah, I can't tell if this one is, like, sarcastic or not, or if it's against. It kind of confused me a little bit. But, you know, it is really annoying whenever people try to force politics down, like, content creators and streamers' throats, who that's not, like, at all what their platform's about. You know, like, it's just all based off of, like, the entertainment aspect or the informative aspect of, like, talking about, like, you know, this is how planes are made, or, you know, the entertainment where I'm playing some video games today, you guys want to hang out, I'm trying to beat a Dark Souls boss or something. You know, it's just different shit like that. And then all of a sudden, fucking Karen comes in and says, "What do you think about ICE?" And then, the content creator or streamer says, I understand a lot of people want me to talk about politics and all that stuff, but I just kind of don't want to. And I just asked the question, why would you follow or subscribe to anybody if you knew they didn't talk about politics and they don't want to? You knew their whole channel is based off of either the entertainment or the informative aspects of their channel, right? But you still want them to talk about politics? Wouldn't it be nice if there are some content creators out there that just don't talk about it at all, to get away from it, a bit of escapism? I mentioned this in part one. It's fucking stupid. It's so stupid. I would like to get away from politics on occasions. I do that, because I don't want it to consume my life and corrupt me. And then also on top of that, it starts becoming a personality trait, and a very toxic one at that. And for some people, it even becomes like a religion for them. Like, it's insane. So it's just nice to have a content creator and streamer that just doesn't focus on politics all the fucking time, or just not at all. Like, it's nice. And they don't owe you shit on top of that, okay? You don't tell somebody what they do with their channel and what they don't do, okay? They own that channel. They own that platform. You don't get to dictate what they do and what they say, okay? But yeah, anyways, next one. Politics are a part of life. Time to grow up. Literally all you had to do was click on my fucking channel and you can see me talking about politics. And yeah, politics is a part of life. But, so is working. Working. Different shit like that. Dating. Oh, I don't know. Vacations. Video games. That's also another part of life for some people, or for a lot of people, I guess, nowadays. But, there's a lot of things that are a part of life. Eating is another part of life. Breathing in air, that's another part of life. Yeah. And nobody owes you shit, and they don't need to talk about their politics if they don't want to. All right, next one. By the way, I clicked on this person's account. It literally says based with a cross, so this isn't just all leftists doing this shit, okay? This chick said to me, bro saying this with zero popularity, LMAO. One thing, you don't get to tell me what I do with my own channel, okay? I get to choose what I want to say and what I want to do. So you can shut the fuck up. Also, you only have 5,000 followers, which nowadays that's considered small. So yeah, you don't really win the popularity contest either. So how about you kiss my ass and I can talk about whatever I want to talk about. You're not going to fucking silence me. All right. Next one. Care about politics before it cares about you. What's stupid and idiotic is being apolitical. So whenever I think of apolitical, okay, I want to give you my definition on apolitical. People who don't want to talk about politics. That's like my definition. And for some people, it's also they don't know anything about politics. There's some people that are apolitical that are trying to form their own opinion, right? So also, again, nobody owes you shit. They don't need to talk about their politics, okay? It doesn't matter if it's like on a platform or, a fucking content creator, streamer, or, it's a fucking server at a restaurant. It doesn't matter if it's a bank teller. They don't need to talk about fucking politics. I'm going to the bank, right, to either get a loan or I'm taking money out of my fucking account. That's all I'm focused on. I don't give a fuck if they like Trump or not. If I go to a restaurant and I get a server, I'm hoping that he's going to do a good job. He makes my family laugh a little bit. And then he also gets the food and makes sure everything's fresh and good and all that stuff and refills and, just having a good time. So, no, there are moments where being apolitical is completely fucking fine. Nobody owes you shit. They don't need to talk about their politics. In fact, there's some places you're absolutely not allowed to talk about politics or you can get fucking fired. Okay? So, no. Nobody owes you shit. It's not idiotic or stupid. It's some people that just want to keep their fucking jobs or they just don't want to talk about it in the first place. All right. Next one. Being apolitical means you are willing to stay silent when terrible things are happening in the world. It's called ignorance. Yeah, there's terrible things happening in the world constantly, and I say again, wouldn't you want fucking content creators and streamers, some of them to not even talk about fucking politics. You just want to be entertained, to get away from it. Because every single day there's something bad happening, okay? Every fucking day. Just like in fucking Iran and the stuff that happened in Nigeria, and like fucking Antifa attacking people in France and Ireland, like all around Europe. Like attacking them with weapons, like stabbing them and then fucking beating them with like baseball bats and different shit. Like, yeah, there's terrible shit happening every single day. And sometimes it is nice to have a bit of escapism and just laugh and smile with a streamer who's just playing a game or showing off cosplay or an art piece or fucking DJing or anything like that. Nobody owes you their fucking politics. They don't need to talk about politics if they don't want to. All right. Next one. People who don't talk about politics need to understand that they are in a position to stay comfortably silent because nothing is directly impacting them. Not everybody is in a comfortable position where things are not directly impacting them. And this guy is a person who is comfortably in the middle of a situation not being impacted, and is trying to tell those who feel the negative effects directly that they should stay silent. What a crazy mindset, little buddy. Okay, stupid bitch. First off, I'm not comfortable. I live in Texas, and right now they're trying to open up little fucking cities and shit for like a Sharia safe haven, which, by the way, Proposition 10, please vote yes if you live in Texas, because that will ban Sharia law. Absolutely do that. That is not Texas values or American values. Absolutely not. Just fucking vote yes for Proposition 10, okay? So no, I don't live comfortably because I know individuals are like that. With my fucking mom and my sister going out to work, I'm afraid that they're going to get assaulted or anything like that just because of people like that, okay? And also illegal immigration. Again, I live in Texas. I live close to the fucking border, okay? I know what kind of people cross the border. So no, and also whenever I see an illegal immigrant, it makes me sad because most of the time I know that they're either getting underpaid and they're having to pay back a cartel member, or they're a cartel member themselves and they're doing illegal shit consistently. You know what I mean? So no, I don't live comfortably. I think about these things all the fucking time. But again, it's nice to go to a content creator or a streamer that is there for the entertainment aspects of their channel. You know what I mean? It's nice. I like that shit. Like, I love the escapism. I don't want to think about politics 24/7. Because if I do, then it will make me a fucking emotional mess, and then it becomes a personality trait, and a very toxic one at that, or a fucking religion. I don't want to think about politics all the fucking time. All right. Next one. Also, just a quick note. This is after the recording. Yeah, if you focus on politics 24/7, it honestly can turn you very illogical, and I want to stay logical as much as possible so I can have these debates and have these, conversations with people to make sure that I am at the right mindset whenever I talk about these things. Because if you are at 100, you know what I mean? If you're smoking, you're hot. I don't think it's a good idea to start talking about politics, okay? You want to wait until you're like a good 10 degrees, like you don't want to be too hot whenever you're talking about politics with people, because you'll end up like losing debates, conversations, different stuff like that, and then you lose the ability to even have compromise with any individual. And we see that a lot nowadays with the leftists that get fucking emotionally distressed whenever they fucking talk about politics and different stuff like that, and then they become very irrational and racist themselves, calling black people fucking like Uncle Toms and shit, which is just so unacceptable just because they think differently than you. And then saying like, do you really think that they have like they actually care about you and all that stuff? Oh my god, you should switch to our side because we actually care about you. Yeah. Anyways, back to the video. The far right and the far left both think politics are extremely simple, and that any smart person shares their views. And despite being the dumbest constituents of their respective groups, they're always the ones who feel the need to tell apolitical people they need to participate in politics. In reality, the best thing these extremists could do for their country is join the apolitical people, close their mouths for the first time since 2016, and let the rest of the people handle things. Oh, that is so funny. That is so funny. I mean, I do disagree with you because I feel like if anybody wants to talk about their own opinions, they absolutely have every right to do that. But I do get where you're coming from, man. Oh, I love that one. That one was awesome. All right, next one. No one is asking you to comment on politics. It's the big guys. You are so safe. I hope you weren't shaking in your boots in horror. Jesus, were you shaking whenever you made this comment? My God. Uh, Also, another person that's trying to cancel, like, not cancel me, wrong word, trying to silence me, saying that, I can't talk about politics on my own channel, which, by the way, I can do whatever the fuck I want with my channel and my platform. So, no, I'm going to talk about politics if I want to talk about politics. You're not going to fucking silence me. And I'm allowed to talk about whatever the fuck I want as long as it's in, guidelines for, because I don't want to get, like, banned or anything like that. That would be kind of upsetting. But, also shaking in my boots. No, motherfucker. I put on some steel toe boots and I kicked it right in the ass, all right? I wasn't shaking in horror. Oh, my God. I don't know what the fuck's going through your brain. All right, next one. Man, just stick to video games. The hypocrisy. The hypocrisy in this fucking comment. So, again, I was defending apolitical people in that video, right? Or apolitical content creators and streamers. And this guy's basically just agreeing with me. That there's some people that just don't want to talk about politics, and they absolutely do not have to. And also, I'm not gonna just stick to video games. I'm allowed to talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about. So I hope you get over yourself there, buddy. But yeah, the fucking hypocrisy of this comment is hilarious. All right, next one. Oh my God. Maybe people want to support only those who are on the right side of history. They aren't politic. There aren't politics in today's climate. Okay. There are those who are. Oh God. There are those who are empathetic, and there are those who are supporting the next regime. Apolitical means that you are fine with Nazis taking over. Do you see what's happening in New York? Like, do you see what's happening in New York? By the time, whenever I made that video, during that time, they just started doing the alarms for Muslim prayer in New York, and it's loud as shit, and it goes through all through New York, bro, all the way through New York. And then on top of that, you got the piles of trash that happened, and then whenever all the snow melted, and I'm not saying like shit as like an object, I'm talking about like literal feces all up and down the sidewalks, dude, all up and down it. The mountains of snows where you can't even like see the street or anything like that, bro. Oh man, and it's goofy. It is absolutely goofy. So if you want to talk about communist and different shit like that, they're also having to increase taxes because free isn't free over there in New York. So I don't think you even know what the fuck any of this means. And also, nobody needs to talk about politics because they don't owe you shit. They don't have to if they don't want to. All right? Anyways, next one. This guy just said, Chud take. Wow, you're so clever there, buddy. Oh, wow. Oh, that hurt my feelings. All right, next one. Hey, man, people are getting shot in the streets and thrown into camps, and families are being ripped apart over their skin color, and PDF files are running the government, so fuck your comfort. No, they're not getting fucking deported because of their skin color. They're getting deported because they're illegal immigrants, and also, they're not getting ripped apart. They can go with the family. They don't need to stay. They like, because I know you're talking about like the kids and shit. No, they can go with their family. Okay, they can go with them. Also, people getting shot. You mean Renee Good and Preddy? Renee Good hitting a federal officer with a car, and then he suffered internal bleeding in his hip. And then fucking Preddy, who was being extremely aggressive towards federal law enforcement with a fucking loaded gun with like extra magazines. Like, getting in their faces and shit. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. And, there's one thing that you are correct about, which is the PDF files are running the government, so fuck your comfort. Yeah. Yeah, no. There are a few PDF files in there, and, definitely we should get them out. But, yeah, I'm not living in comfort either there, bud. Okay? I've already mentioned the Texas thing. Please vote yes for Proposition 10. Okay? That's all I ask. Just please vote yes for Proposition 10. Hi, this is after the video again. Talk about the camps, the quote unquote camps. I want you to look whenever Barack Obama was president, and whenever they tried to use the image, whenever he was president, whenever he was, keeping illegals in these places, basically on concrete floor with like a fucking thing that you use for your car to make sure the sunlight doesn't get in, so the steering wheel and the fucking seats aren't hot. And then whenever you look at Trump's quote unquote camps, uh, they have like bunk beds, they get fed, they have water and all this shit. Okay? Just compare it. All right? Anyways, back to the video. Haha. All right. Next one. Apolitical equals fascist. I mean, there probably are some fascists that are apolitical and they just don't want to talk about politics. Sure. Some of them are Democrats, some of them are Republicans. Granted, too, there are a few people that are afraid to open up about their opinions as well, just due to the fact of the violent nature that extremists bring upon people that completely disagree with them or somewhat disagree with them. Which I can understand those people as well. But again, if it comes to content creators and streamers, they don't owe you shit. They built their platform away from politics, and if they decide they want to talk about politics, that is completely fine. That is totally up to them. But you can't control what somebody does with their own channel. Okay? All right. Next one. Apolitical is Republican. Who is too scared to admit it. I basically just answered that one in the last comment. I don't need to say anything else about it. All right, next one. It's only ever right-wingers who say this because their ideologies are cancerous and they would receive public backlash for saying them out loud. Yeah, totally, buddy, totally. No, there's also some Democrats that are also fucking annoyed by that as well. If people want to remain apolitical, they absolutely can. And if you want to talk about cancerous ideologies, you guys literally want to like castrate children. That's not cancerous at all. You guys literally do protests to defend fucking pedophiles and murderers. That's not cancerous. That's not a cancerous ideology. All right, next one. Oh, this is actually a sweet one. Hey, great video. Glad you put it this way. Cool to hear another perspective. Bunch of extremists think you're privileged to think this way, which in my eyes says more about them than you. Very, very sweet message. I mean, granted, I do talk about politics on my channel, but, I feel like Imaru, Tomoy, a lot of apolitical streamers and content creators need to hear this more from people who absolutely agree with them that they do not need to talk about politics if they don't want to. Like, it's pretty fucking depressing whenever you see people go down those paths of, like, trying to force individuals to talk about it and then using every buzzword. Now, granted, if you think about like bigger content creators such as like Imaru, I guarantee she's heard way worse. You know what I mean? So I guarantee she's pretty fucking used to backlash like that. But like still, it's just ridiculous for people to be completely unrational, and then try to have a fucking panic attack on their keyboards, trying to cancel an individual because they don't want to talk about politics. Like. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. You know what I mean? But, yeah. Anyways, let's go and get to the last one. This guy just says, oh, I remember why I cut this one out. Very well thought out video, but I disagree with you. Any other time I would agree with you, but right now I feel like we have a dictator and Nazis trying to take over our country. Oh, God. It's like this is a time for people with influence to speak out about what's happening. Oh man, oh me, oh my. I mean, again, he just goes on talking about like the shootings and families getting ripped apart and all that stuff. I mean, I've already explained it all in this video, and all I have to say is just go look at what's happening in fucking New York. Go look at what's happening in fucking New York. Okay? Just go look at what's happening in fucking New York. Jesus. All right. Well, anyways, this is gonna be the end of this video. Thank you guys for joining me for this shit show. Uh, I do hope you guys have a wonderful day, a wonderful night, and I kind of actually want to add something about like me talking about the castrating children part, where I was talking about like trying to tell kids it's okay to uh, basically do shit like that, transition. They should wait until they're 18 years old. That is like one thing that actually like drives me insane. Wait till they're fucking adults. Stop trying to treat kids like they're fucking adults because they're not. Okay? They're fucking not. If anything, I feel like kids that age, if they're way younger, they should honestly seek help, psychological help, and talk about it with a psychologist, a professional, because doing shit like that is a huge decision. You know what I mean? It's just like having a child. It's a huge decision. But yeah. Anyways, I do hope you guys have a wonderful day, a wonderful night, and peace.